If you would have told us a few years ago that we'd be starting a YouTube channel about date nights, travel, marriage, and adventure, I probably would have laughed and said, absolutely not. Not because we don't love those things, we do, but anyone who knows us knows that we have always loved travel, experiences, entertaining, and finding ways to turn ordinary moments into something memorable. But putting our life online, calling ourselves content creators, and sharing that part of our relationship with the entire world, it felt like a lot. But then something happened that made us realize this was way bigger than just us. And that's really why we started Together Forever. For anyone who's new here, I'm Misty, and this is Gary. We've been together since we were 15 years old. And in a couple of weeks, we'll be celebrating 32 years of marriage. And when people have asked us throughout the years how we've stayed together for so long, our answer has always been pretty simple. We made time for each other. Even when life was busy, even when money was tight, when the kids were little, and when it would have been easier to put our relationship on autopilot. But before we get into all of that, you need to understand something about us. We have always been experienced people. When our kids were little, we didn't have a ton of extra money, but we wanted them to see as much of the world as we could. So we had to get creative. And when I say creative, I mean like one time we were staying in a hotel and we cooked ribs in a slow cooker in the bathtub. Classy? No. Memorable? Absolutely. We tried to make every birthday special. We hosted over-the-top themed parties. We rented miniature horses. We brought in rock climbing walls. We wanted our kids to feel like life was meant to be lived, celebrated, and remembered. One year, we hosted what we called a kid's dream for a day. We basically turned our 5-acre yard into a mini theme park. We had carnival-style game booths. We convinced some of our friends to dress up as clowns. And we even had a water slide. We had a bounce house. And we had the brilliant idea to ask every family to bring a tub of Cool Whip for a pie throwing game. Let's just say 100 plus tubs of Cool Whip, dozens of kids, and acres of grass do not mix. By the end of the day, the parents were covered in Cool Whips, the kids were living their best lives, and half of our yard was dead. Was it chaotic? Completely. Would we do it again? For sure. Because that's who we've always been. And it wasn't just with the kids. We loved entertaining our adult friends too. We used to host parties called the Chateau Jaeger, which sounds way fancier than what it was. Basically, Jaeger was the street that we lived on, but naturally we had to make it sound like an exclusive estate party. We'd invite 15 to 20 couple friends over for a formal dinner and some wine tasting. But halfway through the night, we turned it into a full-blown experience. One time, we turned our living room into a Vegas casino floor with blackjack, roulette, and craps. Another time, we painted a 30-foot mural of a Hawaiian sunset and created games that had grown adults racing each other down our street, sweeping coconuts, and trying to win some ridiculous title that honestly, looking back, felt way too important in the moment. We rented the biggest limousine we could find and hosted an adult dream for a day. We threw a pirate-themed party and had a treasure hunt where all of our guests were searching for pirates' booty in the ditches behind our house. Ridiculous? Absolutely. Fun? Always. Needless to say, we've spent more than 30 years chasing and sharing experiences with the people that we care about. That has always been a part of who we are and our story. But a couple of years ago, something happened that shifted the way that we looked at all of this. We were hosting just a small little get-together at our house, nothing crazy, just a couple of friends, a seafood boil, and some cornhole. Something we had done plenty of times before. But this time, we got 3 different messages back from friends that basically said the same thing. They said, thanks for the invite, but we're going to have to pass. We're not in a good place right now, and we're talking about divorce. To say that we were shocked, it would be an absolute understatement. Because here we were, entering what felt like the prime of our lives. I mean, the kids were grown and starting to move out. Careers are in full swing. We had more freedom than we'd had in years. And we were finally getting to the stage of life where you could breathe a little, travel a little more, have fun again, and rediscover who we were as a couple. And yet, some of our friends were thinking about walking away just when the hard years were supposed to be behind us. Now, here's the thing. Let me be very clear. We are not judging anyone's marriage. We do not know what happens behind closed doors. We do not know anyone's story. But what hit us so hard was this question. How many couples survive the busy years only to realize that they stopped choosing each other somewhere along the way? Because it is so easy to do. I mean, we spend years running kids to practice, games, school events, birthday parties, appointments, and everything else. You prioritize the house, the bills, the business, the career, the calendar, the family, the responsibilities. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, the person that you promised to spend the rest of your life with starts to get whatever's left over. And don't get me wrong, you still love each other. You still share a home. You still talk about the schedules and dinner and errands and what needs to be done. But the connection, the real connection, can quietly get pushed to the back burner. And then one day, the kids start moving on. The house gets quieter. The schedule changes. And you look across the room at the person that you promised to spend the rest of your life with, and they feel like a stranger. And that was a wake-up call for us. Because even though we have always prioritized date nights and getaways, we realized something important for us. You can put date night on the calendar and still go through the motions. You can sit across from each other at dinner and still talk about the same 5 things. And you can travel together and still be distracted. You can be in the same room and actually not be connected. And that's when it really clicked for us. Together Forever isn't just about cute date nights and travel. It's not just about fun restaurants, road trips, bucket list adventures, or cool experiences, although those are important. It's about being intentional. It's about choosing each other again. It's about refusing to let your relationship become something that you only maintain instead of something that you continue to build on. And that's why we started this channel. Honestly, I wanted to start it since that day, but we were too busy with our businesses. And truthfully, the idea of becoming influencers did not sound appealing at all. We didn't want to be the people online saying, look at us. That's not the point. The point is, come with us. Come with us as we turn date night into something more intentional. Come with us as we make travel more adventurous. Come with us as we start checking things off the bucket list. Come with us as we prove that fun does not have to end when the kids grow up. And come with us as we figure out this next chapter and what it looks like. Because this is who we are. This is who we have always been. We've been doing this for more than 30 years. We just weren't sharing it fully online. And now we want to. Not because we think we have a perfect marriage, because we don't. And not because we have all the answers. We don't. And definitely not because every date night goes smoothly, because it does not. But we do believe this. Couples need more fun, more adventure, more shared memories, more reasons to laugh, more moments that remind them why they chose each other in the first place. Because the goal is not just to stay married. The goal is to stay connected, to still like each other, to laugh with each other, to be curious about each other, to make new memories together, and to always have something to look forward to. And so that's what Together Forever is about. It's our journey to more fun, exploring more, checking things off our bucket list, and maybe we'll inspire a few people along the way. So whether you've been together for 36 years like us or 36 days, it doesn't matter. We're just looking to connect with other couples, especially Gen X couples, who are ready for more fun, more adventure, more experiences that bring them back to each other. So if this speaks to you, we'd love for you to subscribe to our channel. And if you want to be more involved, share your experiences, get ideas, and connect with other couples who are choosing adventure too, we'd love for you to join our community. I'll drop the link in the comments so you can check that out. And if you want to follow us along on our journey, you can join us on our YouTube, in our school community, and across all social media channels. I'll be sure to link to them. Because here's the reality. Life moves fast. We all know that. The kids grow up. Seasons change. And then one day you realize that the next chapter is here, whether or not you planned for it. So our question is this: what are you going to do with it? We've decided that we're going to live it. We're going to laugh more. We're going to travel more. We're going to try new things. We're probably going to make some questionable decisions and embarrass ourselves and definitely eat too much. Because the truth is, after decades together, the relationship changed. That brand new can't keep your hands off each other spark from the beginning doesn't always stay front and center. Life happens, kids happen, bills happen, careers, routines. But if you're lucky, the love also gets deeper. It carries more history, more meaning, more loyalty, and more understanding. Now, that said, we also believe it still deserves that spark. And that's what this chapter is about for us. Being more intentional about bringing back the fun, the romance, the adventure, and finally crossing off the bucket list things that we've tabled for way too long. Because we believe that that spark you might be missing, like we were, is still there. You just have to go looking for it again. One date night, one adventure, and one new memory at a time. We hope that you'll join us in this journey. So thanks so much for being here. We can't wait to hear your stories, your favorite date nights, and the adventures that you have planned.